Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak. So today, there's a lot of other subjects that I've got on cue, and the next one I got is Nerf. It's about time that I got there. So now that I've come all this way, I feel like I deserve a little reward by talking about Nerf. Perhaps one of the biggest obsessions I've ever had in my lifetime. Starting as far back as the start of 2005, not long after the start of Kaiju Force Neo itself, and remember, it was actually called Wandoff at the time. Kaiju Force Neo didn't really appear to be an actual name brand itself until years after. But anyways, Nerf itself first came to mind in my entire lifetime with the introduction of the 2005 Dartag lineup. There were, of course, a few sets that we ended up getting at the time. And when it first happened, I got a couple blasters from that lineup, including the Strike Fire and the Hyper Fire. And I'm not talking about the 2016 version, which is actually going to be called the Quick Fire, for that particular reason. But anyways, after that was done, it would take nearly 2 years before Nerf would start coming back. And of course, it all started with a few blasters itself. It would start off with blasters like the Recon, Barricade, Alpha Trooper, Deploy, and a few others. And within the following years, of course, End Strike started piling up in my collection itself, as well as Vortex blasters and Super Soakers even. But by 2012 was when the Elite lineup started to pour in. First starting off with the Retaliator, and then of course I bought myself a Rampage, and then I got myself a Hailfire on my 14th birthday. And around the same time, there was also a lot of other new Elite blasters coming along, like the Fire Strike, the Strong Arm, and the Triad. But within the next few years, up until 2016, there would be a lot of new lineups coming in, including the Mega lineup, Zombie Strike lineup, Rebel lineup, and eventually the Doomlands lineup and the Rebel lineup itself started to get a lot of subsidiaries to it. But let's not forget that there were a couple that had been short-lived, such as the Zombie Strike, Z Squad series, the Erasure and Abolisher, which had that silly string sort of stuff on it, and then there was the Revenge lineup, which had some sort of slime that you'd fire, which eventually came back for a little resurgence, but it made a quiet leave after some time. And there was also the Alien Menace, but that didn't stick around for a little while either, compared to many of the other lineups. What we got today is that, well, primarily we got ourselves the Elite lineup, Zombie Strike lineup, and Mega lineup. They've all been around for years now. But as far as I've known, there are a few new lineups that we've had over the last year. The Alpha Strike lineup, the Ultra lineup, and pretty soon we're going to have ourselves another lineup that was initially referred to as Elite 2.0. But of course they had to change the name of it. About time they learned from those mistakes. There's been a lot of controversy that I've put together based on trademarks, especially when it comes to naming certain Nerf blasters, because there's been a ton of them that I've had in my collection, and they've all had the same name. Like, for example, there's 4 different types of Alpha Troopers that I've had. There's the Alpha Trooper, which is an End Strike blaster, and the Elite one is also called the Alpha Trooper. But of course, starting with that one, I would start to change the names of them that had pretty much just been carbon copies or reshells or reskins of some of those blasters, but just made for the Elite lineup or other lineup of some sort with different internals and otherwise, because they are different. Despite being a reshell or reskin, they should at least deserve a new name, simply because they are different in many ways, other than just being the outside and inside. But you know what? Let's probably leave that controversy up to Nerf's Secrets Revealed, which is still an ongoing thing, and it will continue going for a while now. I can't exactly bet how long I would want to keep Nerf Secret Revealed around, but like I've said, let's leave all of this Nerf stuff to Nerf Secret Reveal, because the point here is that I deserve to talk about Nerf in and of itself, whether it's in my life or not, or anything else turns up when it comes to talking about Nerf here on HJN. And now that it's pretty much out of the way, next stop would be Hot Wheels. But first, a few other things that'll follow along. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.